Imagine I order a pizza and cut it into eight equal slices. Suppose this is a pizza and it has eight slices. So I order the pizza and cut it into eight equal slices. These all are slices and these all are equal. I eat three of the slices. Suppose I eat this slice, and this slice. Out of eight, I eat these three slices. Then how much pizza have I eaten? If I have to tell someone that I have ordered a pizza and eaten that much, then in what terms or in the mathematic terms, what can I say? There's exactly what fractions help us describe. So if I want to say, then I will say that 3 upon 8. Now, can anyone tell me what this number means? Because I am talking about a pizza, and what is this 3 upon 8? So basically, these are only fractions. Now, what are fractions? Fraction is basically, suppose here I written 3 upon 8. So that 3 upon 8 here, 3 is the numerator and 8 is the denominator. Denominator and numerator. These both together make a fraction. Like only denominator, there is no fraction, and only numerator, there is no fraction. When there is a numerator and denominator both, then we say that this is a fraction. The numerator part, which is above this line, tells us the part we have. Suppose in this pizza, I have 8 slices, out of which I have eaten 3 slices. Then I have eaten 3 slices. So this numerator part tells that slices that what I have eaten. That is why it is 3. And the denominator part, which is below the line, tells us the total equal parts. That original, when I ordered the pizza, then it came into 8 equal parts. So total the pizza have 8 slices, out of which I have eaten 3. So this 3 in the numerator represents that what I have taken or the parts I have, and the denominator 8 tells the total equal parts. What's the means the pizza actually have? Suppose I take another example. This is of pizza. Let's suppose we take an example of a chocolate. Suppose we have this chocolate. This chocolate has one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slices, 8 cubes, 8 squares. Yes, we have 8 squares. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So suppose we have this chocolate and this chocolate has 8 equal squares. Okay. Out of which if I eat only these two I have eaten. So when I have to tell something that how much I have eaten in the terms of math, I will use the fraction. While I will use the fraction, I will represent it as 2 upon 8. Now, 2 numerator. Numerator means the amount of chocolate I have eaten. So how much I have eaten? Only 2 squares. But what the total squares are present in the chocolate? That the 8. So that comes in the denominator. 8 means total equal parts, and in the numerator, the part I have consumed. Yes. So suppose again we talk about a pizza. Then this is a pizza in which there are 8 equal slices. A pizza is cut into 8 equal slices. I ate 3 slices. How much the pizza have you eaten? Or means if I have to tell that how much the pizza I have eaten, I simply say that I have eaten 3 by 8. 3 is the numerator, 8 is the denominator. Numerator tells us the part I have eaten, and the denominator tells us the total part or total equal part present in the pizza. So 3 slice I have eaten, so numerator is 3, and total there are 8 slices in the pizza, so 8 in the denominator. So in the mathematics, we represent that how much is consumed and how much someone eats and how much there is bill used in the terms of the fractions. Yes, now move on to next topic. Now it's time to think that what is fraction, means what is denominator and numerator, and how this denominator and numerator called fraction. So basically a fraction is tells us how many parts of something we have out of the total equal parts. So fraction tells us that how much part is remain to us in terms of the total it is present. Suppose we have taken an example of pizza and there our answer is coming 3 upon 8, means 3 is the numerator and 8 is the denominator. Now to top number, which is a numerator, this part is 3, means part we took in the shade. And bottom number means this 8 is the total equal parts. So the part we have consumed and the total equal part, that is 8, together becomes a fraction. You can say in the simple word that numerator is how many and denominator is out of many total. That suppose we have a number from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total we have 5 numbers. Now out of which I have taken 2 numbers. So how much we have left with? 3. But I have used 2 and total is 5. So the fraction becomes 2 upon 5. Means I have taken 2 numbers from the 5 numbers. Total is 5, but I have used 2. So 2 upon 5. That is numerator upon denominator. Numerator, the part we have used, denominator, total equal part present. One more thing in denominator, that part also includes. Means if there is total 8 equal parts and we have taken 3, then it doesn't mean that in the denominator we have write 3 upon 5, that 3 already used. No. The part we have used represents the numerator, but in the denominator we have written the total equal parts including the numerator. Because when we don't take that 3 slice, then initially it has 8 equal parts. So we have write to the total equal parts in the denominator. Another, we have taken example of the chocolate also. So there are 6 pieces. If there are 6 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then out of 6 pieces, I have taken these 2 pieces. Then what will happen? Then we will then we will represent this as a fraction of 2 upon 6. Here 2 is the numerator and 6 is the denominator. How? Because out of 6, 6 are total, we have used only 2. So 2 used out of 6. Total is 6. We have used 2 pieces. So this fraction becomes, in terms of this question, is 2 upon 6. Numerator upon denominator used upon total. Now we comes on the types of the fractions. We get to know what is fraction. Fraction is basically how much you have used upon total number is present. Now what are the types of fraction? So types of fraction have 3 types of fraction: proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. So there are 3 types. I am repeating once again: proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. There are 3 types of fractions present. Now in proper fraction means when the numerator is smaller than the denominator, like 3 upon 5. Just take an example of a 3 upon 5. So here 3 is the numerator, we know, and 5 is the denominator. And here we also know that 3 is less than 5. 3 is less than 5 because 5 is bigger and 3 is smaller. We know that thing. So whenever there is a fraction in which numerator digit it is smaller and denominator digit is bigger, then that fraction is called a proper fraction. That fraction calls as a proper fraction. So what is proper fraction? Proper fraction is basically when the value of a numerator is smaller than the value of a denominator. Like it is 2 upon 5, 7 upon 9, and 10 upon 12, etc. Means many examples are there. Whenever there is a fraction in which the numerator value is smaller than the denominator value, then that fraction is called as a proper fraction. But if someone says that this is a proper fraction, 5 upon 3, no, this is not a proper fraction because here we can clearly see that the numerator value is 5 and denominator value is 3. That means 5 is not smaller than 3. So numerator becomes greater than denominator. That is not a proper fraction. Proper fraction only says that the numerator value must be smaller than the denominator value. Now we come to the second part or the second type of fraction, and that is improper fraction. The last example we have used of 7 upon 12 or 5 upon 7, that are all the examples of a proper fraction. But if we calls or take an example of an improper fraction, it is just opposite of the proper fraction. In proper fraction, we check that numerator value must be smaller than denominator value. In improper fraction, just opposite, numerator value should be greater than or equals to the denominator. Suppose if I take an example of this 7 upon 4. Here 7 is a numerator and 4 is a denominator, and we know that 7 is bigger than 4. Means numerator value is bigger than the denominator value. That means this is an improper fraction because its numerator value is greater than the denominator. 7 is greater than the denominator, means 7 is bigger than the 4. So that is an improper fraction. But one more catch in this, like this is not only a single condition of improper fraction. Improper fraction has two conditions. That numerator is greater than denominator, okay, just opposite of the proper fraction. But if the numerator and denominator are same, then also this is an improper fraction. Numerator must be greater than or equals to denominator. If there is 7 by 4, then also it is an improper fraction. But if it is 7 by 7, then it is also comes under the improper fraction. So improper fraction has two conditions. Numerator must be greater than denominator, and numerator, if numerator is equal to the denominator, then also it is an improper fraction. But in proper fraction, there is only a single condition that numerator must be smaller than denominator. That's it. But in this type of fraction, that is improper fraction, the numerator must be greater than or equal to the denominator. Now, if we talk about a third type of fraction, which is a mixed fraction. So mixed fraction is basically we will write mixed fraction in the form of this sometimes. 1 whole 1 by 2 means this is a example and general notation. We say it as 1, this 1, then we say whole 1 by 2. Whenever we have a mixed fraction, whole number and a fraction. Whenever we have don't have only this fraction, this is a normal fraction, proper and improper. Now see, numerator is bigger than denominator, so this is an improper fraction. But in the whole or in the mixed fraction, we write fraction with a whole number. Suppose we write this 2 whole 1 by 3. This is a mixed fraction. Wherever we can see as a whole, this is a mixed type of fraction. And mixed fraction is basically whole number plus a fraction. Suppose any number we can take with it, like not only 2 1 by 3, or we can say that 7 5 by 3. Whichever number comes here, we speaks out that number. So 7 whole 5 by 3. So this is a mixed fraction. This is not a normal fraction. So we have learned about three types of fraction. Proper fraction, numerator is smaller than the denominator. Improper fraction, numerator is smaller than the denominator. Not, but in this case, numerator must be greater than the denominator, and second condition, numerator must be equal to the denominator. And in the third one, we use whole number plus a fraction, not only a single fraction. Like this is the example 7 whole 5 by 3. So 7 is a whole number and 5 by 3 is a fraction. So when we write together the whole number and a fraction, that is a mixed fraction. So proper fraction, numerator smaller than the denominator. Improper fraction, numerator greater than the denominator or equal to the denominator. Mixed fraction, a whole number with a fraction. So that are the types of a fraction. Now if we want to compare that, suppose we have two fractions like 1 by 2 and 1 by 4. Now if we want to compare that, which one will be greater or which one will be smaller. So it doesn't mean that normal numbers, we know that 2 is smaller than 4 and 4 is greater than 2 in this terms, that 1 by 2 and 1 by 4. So we can't say that 1 by 2 is smaller because 4 is greater than 2. No, in terms of fraction it is not in that way. 1 by 2, suppose this is a square. In this 1 by 2 means half, 50%. But 1 by 4 means a same thing has four parts, because we know that in the denominator tells us the total equal parts. Total equal parts. Total equal parts, and the numerator tells us the thing how much we have used. So 1 by 2 means there are two equal parts out of which one is used. And 1 by 4 means there are four equal parts out of which one is used. So 1 by 2 covers more space than 1 by 4. See, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, but 1 by 4, 1 by 4. These have four parts because 4 is in the denominator, four equal parts, 1 square, second square, third square, fourth square. But 1 by 2 is this part and this part only. A larger denominator means smaller equal pieces, so 1 by 4 is smaller than 1 by 2. The larger the denominator, the smaller the number. That's a simple trick to remember. That it doesn't mean that 2 is smaller than 4. That means that 1 by 2 is also smaller than 1 by 4. No, in terms of fraction, we can't compare the denominator directly. In this case, we have to check the denominator first. The larger the number of the denominator, the smaller the fraction or the number will be. In this case, 1 by 2 and 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is greater than 1 by 2. Means denominator is greater. That means this number 1 by 4 is smaller than 1 by 2. That doesn't mean it is greater than 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is bigger than 1 by 4 because it has smaller denominator. We have to check the value of the denominator. The greater the value of a denominator, the lesser the fraction or that number is. So it doesn't means like normal English we say that 2 is smaller than 4. That means 1 by 2 is also smaller than 1 by 4. No, it doesn't mean. In fraction we check the value of a denominator, not directly compare its values. The greater the denominator, the shorter the number is. Basically, so 1 by 4 is smaller than 1 by 2. Why? Because 1 by 4, 4 is a greater value. So in comparing fractions, we don't compare the fractions normally. We compare the denominator value. The greater the number of the denominator, the smaller the value is. Suppose if we take an example of 1 by 3 and 1 by 9. In this case, we check the denominator. It is 1 by 3. It is 1 by 9. We know that 3 is smaller than 9. Out of 3 and 9, 9 is a bigger number. Means 9 has a bigger denominator. The bigger the denominator is, the smaller the number is. Means 1 by 3 is greater than 1 by 9. We have to only check the denominator in comparing fractions, not just the directly the number. So 1 by 3 is greater than 1 by 9 because 1 by 9 is greater than, or 9 is a bigger value than 3 and it is present in the denominator. Now if we talk about some random practice questions, so identify the fraction. A cake has four equal pieces. I eat one. What fraction did you eat? If it is a cake which has four equal pieces and I eat one, then how I will represent that in fractions? So four equal pieces we know in the denominator we write total number of equal pieces. So how much equal pieces? Four. Out of which what I have consumed? So out of which I have consumed one. I eat only one, na? So out of which I have consumed one, so I have to represent it in a fraction of 1 by 4. So if I have to represent it in fraction that out of four equal pieces of a cake, I eat one. So I eat means in the fraction I will say 1 by 4. 1 is the piece I eat and total was pieces was 8. 4, sorry. Now if move on to second question, that which is bigger, 1 by 3 and 1 by 5. Yes. So we know that there's 1 by 3 and 1 by 5. Then if you want to say that which is bigger, now we know we have to directly check the denominator. Whose denominator is bigger? 3 and 5. So 5 is bigger. If the denominator is bigger, the number is smaller. We know that thing. So 5 is bigger. That means 1 by 5 is smaller than 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is bigger than 1 by 5 because in the denominator 3 is lesser than 5, and the greater the value of denominator, the lesser the number of the function or the fraction is. Now fill in the blanks. In the fraction dash, if three parts are shaded, what is the numerator? Okay. Suppose we have this seven parts. Suppose we have these seven parts. Let me name it. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We have this seven part. Now it is written that three parts are shaded. three parts are shaded. So basically, it is saying that what will be the numerator. In the denominator, we know that total means equal parts are present, which we have right in the denominator. So it is given that 7 is there. And what will come in the numerator? We have to tell the numerator. And it is also written that if three parts are shaded, means total are 7, three parts are shaded. So in the numerator, it will be 3 by 7. Because three parts are shaded means three parts are used. Denominator already given 7 means total equal parts which are 7. It's already present was already given in the question. We have to just write the numerator part, and then there's a hint is given that three parts are shaded means out of 7 three are shaded. So answer is 3 by 7. So yes. Now, if we talk about the adding fractions, basically, if we talk that how we can add the fractions, then it is basically add same means if the denominator is same. Suppose if the denominator is same, suppose I have 1 by 2 plus 3 by 4. So if the denominator is same, oh sorry, it is 3 by 2. So if the denominator is same means 1 by 2 has the same denominator 2, 3 by 2 has the same denominator 2. Then we can directly add the numerator. So 3 plus 1, it is 4, and the denominator which is 2, it's exactly came here, nothing new. We just have to add the numerator directly, and in the denominator just write that denominator once. Like if we take in one more example, 4 by 5 plus 3 by 5. So what is in the numerator? 4 and 3. We know 4 plus 3 is 7. Just write 7, and in the denominator simply write once the denominator which is 5. So 7 upon 5 is the answer. So whenever there is a same denominator, we just add the numerators and keep the denominator same, which is present in the question. In this case here, the 2 is the denominator, so we write 2 exactly here, nothing new. And in this case, there's a 5 in the denominator, so we have write 5 exactly here. Just add the numerator and keep the denominator same. Suppose this example 2 by 5 plus 1 by 5. So we know the denominator will be 5 because we have to write the denominator same, and just we have to add the numerator. So 2 plus 1 which is 3, so answer will be 3 by 5. Add top numbers, keep the bottom number the same. Simple trick or simple thing to remember while adding the fractions. Add top numbers, keep the bottom number the same. Yes. Now if we move on to next thing, like what's the common mistake usually we do? Yes. So common mistake is that 2 by 5 plus 1 by 3, yes, is not equals to 3 by 8. Means we have talked about the case of that when the denominator is same, then we can directly add the numerator and just copy the denominator which is present. But in terms of when the denominator is not same, here the denominator is 5, here the denominator is 3. When the denominator is not same, then what happen? Then there will be means we can't add directly the numerator and denominator. Means this 3 by 8 is wrong. Means when the denominator is not same, we cannot directly add these things directly. We can add only the numerator or the fractions when the denominator are same. Here, denominators are not same, so we can't say that this answer will be 3 by 8. No, this is completely wrong because 5 and 3 are different denominators, so we can't say 2 plus 1, 3. This can only be done when the denominators are same. Here, denominators are not same, so we can't add them directly. This case is different from the above case, so don't do this mistake. Now, if we talk about a quick recap, what we have learned today is first we have talked about the fractions. Fraction what? Parts out of total. The things are used upon the total things or total equal pieces are present. In terms of we can get out or answer anything in terms of fraction, in terms of pizza, in terms of chocolate, in terms of something like game. So anything can be represented in mathematics that used upon the total present in terms of, we used to represent that in terms of the fraction. Now numerator is the, this is numerator and this is denominator. Numerator upon denominator, numerator at the top and denominator at the bottom. Like this is 3 by 8. So 3 is the numerator and 8 is the denominator. Numerator is at the top and denominator is at the bottom. Now, then we have learned about the types of fraction. We have three types of fraction. We have three types of fraction: proper, improper, and mixed. Improper means numerator is smaller than the denominator. Numerator is smaller than the denominator. Single condition. Whenever there is a numerator at lesser value than denominator, suppose 1 by 4. So numerator is 1, denominator is 4, 1 is smaller than 4, then it is a proper fraction. Improper fraction means numerator is greater than the denominator as well as numerator is equal to denominator. If any of the one condition stays true, then it is an improper fraction. Example, 4 by 2, this is an improper fraction. 4 is greater than 2. And 4 by 4. This is also an improper fraction because 4 numerator and 4 denominator both are same. Then third type is a mixed fraction. Mixed fraction means a whole number plus fraction, something it will be. Suppose it is written as 4 1 by 2. So 4 is a whole number, 1 by 2 is a fraction. We recite it as 4 whole 1 by 2. So that is a mixed fraction. Okay. Then large denominator, smaller pieces. Then if we have to compare that 1 by 2 or 1 by 5, which one is greater? So we can't say that 2 is smaller than 5 and 5 is greater than 2. So 1 by 5 is also greater than 1 by 2. No, we check the denominator. Here denominator is larger is 5, means it is smaller. So 1 by 2 is greater than 1 by 5 because 1 by 5 has a denominator as 5, and the greater the value of the denominator, the lesser the it from the other number is. Suppose if we take another example, 1 by 2 or 1 by 7. So we can't say that 7 is greater than 2 and 2 is smaller than 7, that 1 by 7 is greater. No, 7, 1 by 7. So 1 by 7 has greater value, that means it is smaller than 1 by 2. The greater the value of the denominator, the lesser the number will be. And then add numerators, keep the denominator same. When we have the same denominator like 1 by 2 and 3 by 2, just simply add the numerator 3 plus 1 4 and keep the denominator as it is